I'm very honored to introduce the next keynote session with participation from the Ministers and Deputy Minister of the Baltic States, the Ministry of Climate of Estonia, the Ministry of Transport of Latvia, and the Ministry of Transport and Communications of Lithuania. So first, please welcome Michal, Minister of Climate of the Republic of Estonia.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, Madam Catherine Trautmann, nice to see you always, organizers and participants. It's a big pleasure to welcome you today. Rail Baltica is one of the largest and most important infrastructure projects in the region, creating a fast and modern rail link between the Baltic states and Central Europe. On the one hand, a high-speed rail to Europe will create opportunities for our economy, opening up new trade routes for the businesses in this region and giving them better access to international markets. Improved transport links will attract investments and strengthen our competitiveness. And on the other hand, Rail Baltica will have a major impact on reducing our environmental footprint by limiting our dependence on road transport and encouraging a shift to more sustainable modes of transport. Rail Baltica's importance is also clearly reflected in the new security situation. The comprehensive interconnection of the Baltic states with Europe is one of the most tangible and necessary security guarantees for us. The project's priority is demonstrated by the fact that it has received almost the full amount of funding requested from the latest CEF round, where a total 1.1 billion euros was allocated to the project together with the national co-financing. In Estonia, the funding will allow to start the construction of the first 3 sections on the Rail Baltica main line. Next year, a total of at least 50 kilometers of Rail Baltica main line will be under construction in Estonia, all in all of 215 kilometers. We need to accelerate the pace of railway construction, considering the main goal to transport passengers and freight on Rail Baltica throughout its entire length as soon as possible. Accelerating the project will also help to secure maximum funding from the current EU budget period. So, thank you everyone who is participating in today's event, and I wish you a successful conference and very exciting discussions. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. And please now welcome on the stage Mr. Briškens, Minister of Transport of the Republic of Latvia.
Good afternoon, Rail Baltica friends. It is truly a privilege for me to address you today as Transport Minister, although I'm sure that, unfortunately not here physically, but over the virtual link, I'm sending my warm greetings to everyone that I have met in my own adventures as part of the Rail Baltica project for more than 10 years. I'm very happy to see how far we have gone in the 10+ years that the Rail Baltica has been shaping. And of course, without you, without the community of international suppliers, partners, stakeholders on the national level, on the Baltic level, on the European level, we wouldn't have come to this particular point. So if I may wish for something in the context of today's event, I hope that at some point we return back to our Rail Baltica Global Forum format, where we can also actually meet in person, because I would be dying to see many of you, and I'm very happy for the work that you're doing. I'm also standing here to reconfirm the ironclad commitment that Latvia has towards the Rail Baltica project. I think this project needs no introduction, neither domestically nor on the European level. This very cooperation between suppliers, between local companies, between the various institutions, bringing forward this critical European project is an excellent testimony to the important role that, of course, also Madam Trautmann emphasized. We have grown for a few international partners, and our initial participation way back in 2017 in the first international fairs where Rail Baltica was being presented as an opportunity in the early planning phase. And today, seeing that we have 300 international partners joining, almost 1,000 people tuning in to this event today, again, is a very nice illustration on the critical European importance that this project is shaping. It's not just a Baltic project, although it's called Rail Baltica. It's a truly European project, and one that also, in view of the current geopolitical situation, reminds us of the importance of the railway backbone to strengthen also our defense capability. So this project is not just a super connector from the transport and logistics perspective, connecting our cities, our smaller towns, our ports, our airports, but it is also one that brings a very, very important defense, logistics, military mobility, and all in all strengthens our connectivity across various modes of transport, but also in terms of energy interconnections, in terms of digital interconnections, and again, in terms of strengthening our defense capabilities. My vision and my values with regard to this project have not changed. No matter what position I take, I firmly believe that Rail Baltica should be developed as a European project. I'm also a strong believer in the Baltic cooperation. It has not been an easy project, but I think it's one of those projects where also Baltic states, as part of the broader European family, have been able to proceed, to enter also into a full-fledged construction phase, and we should maintain that momentum. There's also a very important role that needs to be continuously played by the joint venture, so I'll always be a strong supporter of a supranational joint venture which oversees the quality of delivery, technical interoperability, the commercial aspects, also aspects related to innovation and digitalization, also promoting joint operational readiness development, because it is very easy to get bogged down in the nuances of construction and physical delivery, but we should for not one moment forget that we should have an operational mindset from day one, and also think how Rail Baltica will shape new markets for connectivity, for mobility services, for freight services, for integrated logistics services, supporting our industries, supporting our exporters, and of course integrating Baltic states and our broader region into the rest of the European economy. So I also wanted to emphasize that currently we are facing the challenge of finding the scope for the project that we can deliver in a functional way until 2030. And it is indeed a challenge. We are currently finalizing the next generation cost-benefit analysis for Rail Baltica. And of course, there are many things that you cannot quantify in a CBA. Think of our friends in Ukraine. If Rail Baltica was present today, not only would Baltic states themselves have a better defense integration and defense capability, but we could also have helped our Ukrainian friends, brothers and sisters even more than we are doing now. So this is a testimony to how important this physical connectivity is. We know that the CAPEX requirements for Rail Baltica will be higher, far higher than maybe the initial estimates, but we have to find a way of combining ways of optimizing the project, delivering functionality, hopefully by 2030. For me, it is also very important that Riga, as the biggest metropolitan area in the Baltic states, is properly integrated in this planning. And then, of course, we need to work closely also with our international finance partners to find also other alternative sources of funding on top of the very generous funding that the project has been receiving from the European Union in the shape of Connecting Europe facility. But generally, since this project generates so many benefits, so many commercial opportunities, I think it also has the potential of attracting investment. And in this regard, and I will conclude on this note, I would also send a message regarding the operational readiness planning. I also call upon my colleagues in the Baltic states, in the broader supplier industry, that we should jointly plan also for the future operational phase. This includes also very practical affairs, such as investigation and market research into rolling stock acquisition. We know that Rail Baltica will require everything from high-speed train sets to regional EMUs, night trains, freight locomotives, freight wagons. All of these, I would be happy if we would plan in an integrated fashion, and this would become part of our joint understanding that for the future user, the passenger, the logistics operator, the freight shipper, the investor, the innovation community, startup community, that Rail Baltica will present itself as a one-stop shop to the future users. So with that dream, I wish every participant the best of success. I once again thank the supplier community to be an integral part of this project, and let's continue to work together to bring this project closer to reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now to close the keynote session, please welcome the Deputy Minister of Transport and Communications of the Republic of Lithuania, Ms. Loreta Maskaliovienė.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to see everybody of you, of course, dear ministers, dear Katerina, dear partners and experts who are very interesting on this project. And I'm happy to see that the participants group is growing very fast, and each year we see the more and more people who are connecting and listening what kind of activities we are planning so close. First of all, of course, I would like to thank all and use this opportunity to thank for all partners, all colleagues for significant progress in current situation achieved already this year and last and previously year for implementation of Rail Baltica. And what kind of figures it shows that this year, for the first time ever, Rail Baltica commit and receive from European Commission biggest part of the EU funding, and now together with national contribution, we have more than 1 billion additional funding for the activities Rail Baltica implementation. What does it mean for us? It means that European Commission see and understand and approve that they see increasing project maturity, of course, and our joint focus to speed up implementation. And of course, all of these activities we are doing together with you. What we are focusing now, main goal, of course, priority to focus on main line construction Rail Baltica and connect our three Baltics and together with Poland. Of course, what was mentioned, the biggest target to connect and have functionable line till the 2030. For Poland, we have more ambitions to connect Lithuania and Poland even earlier, 2028. And for this, of course, we should put a lot of together efforts and to see more creative for the different type of activities implementation. And what I inviting, of course, you to participate and to be interesting on the new activities, what we are planning, what this discussion today will be about. And of course, we are inviting all Baltic states companies, all European countries companies, but of course, the Rail Baltica is a global project. We see more and more interesting companies from the global players. And also we inviting to be more active, more participate in our planning public procurement, and of course to start to implement together with us this Rail Baltica Alliance. What is currently needed, of course, what I mentioned, not standard solutions for the accelerating implementation of this project. And we, for ourselves, have a task to revise and to see all internal procedures, shorten them, of course, reduce bureaucracies, communicate as much as possible to provide information for all players on this project. And of course, the same we expected for our contractors, timely implementation, work completions, and of course work together with customer and main goal to speed up implementation. Rail Baltica is currently one of the biggest investments in our region, of course, and total value of procurements in Baltic countries currently reach 5 billion euros. In current geopolitical situation, of course, we understand this brutal Russia war aggression in Ukraine changed in general the priority of Rail Baltica, and Rail Baltica becomes vital important for our countries, not only for our common economy resilience, but also connectivity with Europe, rest of part of Europe, but also for our country's full independence and national security. And finally, of course, today you, as usual, will have possibility to see a lot of different information to our activities, what we are planning in coming year. And of course, companies will present what kind of activities we are waiting and we are coming to implement. And of course, I wish very interesting information, your active participation and discussions in the today seminar. But of course, waiting you to meet in implementation of Rail Baltica. And I wish you the very interesting today's discussions. Thank you.
Thank you. So while different aspects have been accentuated in the three speeches we just heard, I think what really comes across is that Rail Baltica benefits from the political support from the three Baltic states, which is very important for an infrastructure project of this scale.